What's up, fellow gamers? Welcome back to Let's Play Cyber Knight's Flashpoint. We are essentially nearing endgame here. The next mission we're going to run is going to get us to power level 5. Power level 6 is when the sort of like final endgame storyline starts. So we'll do what we can to get there in an efficient manner. And we've got a siege to run. Once this is done and we hit PL5, we're actually going to probably stop the recording and save and load until this mission gives us the new map they added a few days ago. So jump cut after the siege, and then hopefully running 2 missions in the same episode, because sieges should be pretty fast. Solid payday here for Vertigo, who's going to get to 100% influence, and yeah, should be solid XP for ourselves as well. We're running 5 mercs. We've got a couple more in the trainer. We're going to have the hype booster here as well to make it even more profitable, and here is the team. It is not a completely full combat squad. I, to be fair, haven't hired another sniper or anything else, but our war machine is busy on some legwork, and so we at least have some degree of combat tools on most of these characters. Hopefully it all goes well. Double checking I don't have a silencer or any of this stuff. I certainly don't appear to. That's a revolver. Yeah, we're looking pretty solid here, so this is the team. Let's go. We're on the ground. Let's go ahead and crush them. We want a show of strength. We get 3 move points for the first turn. Now, they are close enough that with this being the path up from here, I'm thinking any given guard can pretty easily, maybe not through the left-hand side. Yeah, it looks like, no, this actually does count as line of sight, so going over here. So, right, if I'm standing like right here, that's line of sight. If they're right over there, something like this is line of sight. So hiding effectively from everyone's going to look a little tough here based on what I'm seeing. So I'm trying to figure out, oh my gosh, and actually some of these guys even outrolled Accountant here, and I would really like value out of marker sites. So we're going to start by getting a few tools out, which is slowing everyone down physically so that they can't put nearly as much fire onto me. So 30% minus move speed should be pretty valuable. Let's see, what plan am I going to go for? I can easily delay down to 18. So it would put me here, yeah, still ahead of Roots, so I would still have to find some other way to get past that one. That's not quite going to work. If I yield and go to 19, I don't want to delay down to 9. It's a little bit scary for me. Yeah, the fact that these guys can move pretty far on their own turn means, let's see, yeah, I mean, I have a little bit I can do with Downer. It can be -6 here, but it's still going to drop them. It's not going to drop any of them to 0. Like an interference spike, like 1 person, that's not really good enough. If I took the upgrades, I could get AoE like a -7 initiative, and then maybe these guys. Well, these ones specifically no, but you know, there's a world where we could like stack a bit of minus initiative, but yeah, not quite. So, and what's really unfortunate actually is having only 6 AP means I don't quite get the value out of all this accuracy and crit chance. I guess if I had to move and spend AP, it would kind of work out in the end, but it's like I really want to full auto these guys twice and not only once, right? Like that would be way better for me overall. Other considerations are, you know, whom I can hide from. So you're melee and you've got an SMG, so although you can run pretty far up, if I'm here, you literally can't hit me. These guys, -30 move speed is going to help, right? If I'm standing here, yeah, shotgun, SMG, like, they'll have to get within about 2 meters in the first place. And at -30%, we're looking at them spending, if they're going to close, what, 8 meters? That's 3 AP? Yeah, they can still kind of shoot. We can hide farther away, I suppose, right? If we end up, you know, kind of here by the end. Yeah, right, if these guys all get killed, this is just, like, literally a safe spot to stand. No one else is going to shoot me, so there's a world where we try for something like this. One weird point is going to be I'm going to have 1 AP after these set of shots, and it's going to put me in a slightly weird spot, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking starting here. Now, I do think I can pretty safely do a yield and throw down white noise and get the AoE crit chance to start. That one, I think, is worth it for me. I think chugging the Hyper V-caps for some movement is correct. I'm just going to do that here. I'm going to like move later on the turn anyway, and I'm going to try to use things like white noise for the crit chance. I'm not worried about running out of options otherwise. So if we go here, we're pretty clearly in range for the Urban Assault. So if I stand here, I can white noise this group. I want to aim it as far back as possible, let people run into it for the most part. Something like this should be totally fine, and then as people come forward, they'll run into it. I didn't catch you, did I? No, I didn't. Mistake on my part. If I do a yield back, I go after remake, which seems pretty reasonable. I'm going to indeed yield for that reason. I'm going to put Vadon up here, who's going to be able to Tox Cloud for similar reasons. Got to be a little bit careful about exactly where I go. I might actually spend an extra AP to get really far up, just to make sure I'm not in the way. I don't want Tox Cloud to, like, catch my Cyberknight or something, for example. And I'll still have 1 AP to use, so this should be half decent. So I'm going to put you up here. I'm going to Tox Cloud over this way. This easily catches the squad. It's a bunch of crit vulnerability. I yield back, and now it's Remake's turn to really let him have it. If I only spend a couple move points, are these shots any good? If I'm here, is this good? We're going to find out. And if not, I'll move closer, but I think it'll be decent. So let's start here. We got a bunch of crit villain on these guys. And I think I do just want to, you know, shoot twice. We have, yeah, really good crit chance here. Crit vuln getting added from both... Wait, why is it only 25? Hang on a second. White noise is 15. And... Tox Cloud... I guess Tox Cloud is only 10. Okay, I kind of didn't realize that, I guess. These guys are heavily slowed due to Tox Cloud. These crits are going to look pretty solid. We're almost certainly going to trigger downer on them. We shred on 1. We got a really heavy crit. What's nice is that means this kill might give me steamroll for the team. A lot of crits popped for sure. A lot of people are looking a little dead. Downer burns the second time, which is not the end of the world, but, you know, not what I'm looking for. And I'm honestly just going to hide back here and be relatively safe. I think it's totally okay. I don't know who needs Centering's cover bonus. I just, you know, can't really know that without having more information, but I wanted to get Steamroll on. I'm just going to put it on Vadon and hope that that ends up making sense here. If we go here, these are some decent hits. You are a shotgunner. You are worth killing. Again, these guys are pretty far away and not nearly big of a threat. I'll have to clean him up somehow. What's interesting, actually, is... Yeah, I can't do any further yields. I don't want to wait around where I'm standing right now. I could toss down Morass. In fact, I probably should have on the prior turn. I can always rewind myself later, but Morass has really good value in further locking up enemies, making their lives difficult. In fact, I might even throw it down this way. Or I might even try to run over here. That's going to be a little bit suspect. See, if I did this, I would be heavily relying on my team to kind of bail me out. I mean, Morass will be a slow, and it'll slow by, what, 25%. They're slow by 30% here. That's going to be minus 50 and change. But they're still going to get attacked, which I think is pretty dangerous. I could hide back here, but these guys would be able to attack. Like, you're going to run at full speed, and that's bad for me. So I think I want to reactively use Morass if I can help it. Or I'd, like, slow one down, people run into it, and then I, you know, recoup for more, which I think is going to be reasonable. So I'm going to have you actually aim here. Which one's better? Your armor is 78, your armor is 62. This gun overall has more damage this way. I think just aim this way and it's fine. I think it'll be half decent. We crit, we shred, kind of what I wanted to see. You run as far as you can, which is not that far, but it's enough to where you're covered. And I think we can clean up later. I think you're okay where you're standing. And again, I have a bit of bonus evasion. Not a ton, but it might do enough to make this fight a little bit harder. We'll try to get Panzer to some level of safety. We can probably spend 1 AP. There's a really good chance, I think, that this is a good enough attack cone. I don't mind spending 1 AP running this far. Actually, I can go about here, and I think the cone works. Yep, cone is just big enough. We go for the shots. Again, crit chance up to 70% now, because of, and for you it's a bit lower, but like, big crits. Down they go. I have 2 AP left. Shadow does nothing. I simply run as far away as I can to kind of hide. And I feel like, for safety, why not just smokescreen the team? I think that is fairly reasonable. I'm going to aim it a little bit short. That way, we can kind of, like, use this to duck in and out. Like, fight from here, then duck into the smoke, and it's probably going to be hard for them. We get 2 more attacks here. I'm thinking at this point, with this squad mostly pinned down, I think Roots is pretty safe back here. I think Accountant, we can spend 1 AP and it'll be the same. So do I think Roots can take damage? I think realistically, at minus 30% move speed, I don't see it. I think Roots is fine. I'm going to yield, so I'm going to 15 so I can delay to 5. That way I can go after Sitho. Accountant. Oh, right. I'd coordinated a charge for the team, but his turn hadn't come up ever, so that wasn't really going to be possible. Marker sights on 4 of you seems really good. And I'm going to try to wait to use coordinated charge until I end with everyone over there. And simply buff them on the future turn. So I'm going to have you hide next to her. I think this is a relatively safe spot to stand. And by delaying down to 6, we can easily wait for everybody. And again, I think it is unlikely that there's a good shot from up here. We'll see if I'm right. You don't go very far up. You don't have an attack. You are charging into all of the debuffs. The move speed debuff doesn't recalculate while you're mid-move, which I think is totally fine. This guy takes a bunch of debuffs as well, and looks like it has not enough AP. I mean, the fact that they're slowed by 30% makes this really hard for them to get far enough. You might have 1 AP left. Yep. But this should be really bad for you, and I'm glad I buffed this dude. This hit chance was probably like 3%. And then you're not in range, there's no way. 0. Yeah. So, I don't know what the calculation was, but keep in mind, this guy got a bit of recoil from running. He was 50 meters away, which is going to be within normal accuracy. Was going to have minus, let's call it 40% to hit from smoke. Another 15% from centering. And then the way it's been described to me, smoke functionally works like cover in that smoke and cover don't stack. That's how the preview was described when the devs talked about it the first time. And so I made the assumption that cover bonus would work with smoke. I don't know that for sure, but I believe it would work that way. Though again, could totally be wrong. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to kind of put you over here. This seems fine. Run there, shoot twice is acceptable. We can let people with full auto weapons take these guys down. Remake goes early, Pansy goes kind of early. You're real. So I think maybe shooting you is really worthwhile here with this railgun. That seems more than acceptable. I've got a clean shot. You're not standing in smoke, so you shouldn't have any smoke problems. And yeah, we even get the high ground bonus from being on this platform. I love it. So decent crit chance here. Really solid damage is looking like. Crit and shred means a recoup for more action points. You love to see that. Recoup won't trigger more than once in a single turn. That is an intended behavior. Let's iron grip the recoil that I've been generating. I've still got 24, but it's enough to be pretty useful. You're under low cover, minus 10%, but hard enough to hit and useless enough overall. I don't care. So I'm thinking you're the guy. Yes, your initiative kind of sucks, but who else am I trying to shoot? Technically, whom else, I guess, right? I'm trying to shoot whom. Not that it really matters. No one cares about those grammar rules. English is a living language, all that stuff. Anyway, yeah, I think you can just kind of stand in the smoke, and we'll see you next turn. His initiative, yeah, not likely to look good. One thing I could do is basically waste 1 move point. Actually, I no longer can. Well, I could coordinate a charge and just be like, I know Toxicub's in a weird spot. Roots does have a shotgun. Yeah, so I could coordinate a charge. That'll give Roots an extra move point that she won't be able to use until, well, it is unlikely she will use all those move points this turn, considering she already has 4 and doesn't have to go very far. But this would help guarantee my team has better initiative for next turn, which is worthwhile. So I'm going to do this anyway. Even though it's a bit of a waste for the move points on these two, I essentially want the safety of a bit better initiative for next turn, which I think is a worthwhile trade. A lot of debuffs on everybody. Let's see what Roots can do. You can pretty easily get this far up, and then we'll figure out the rest of it later. That seems acceptable. Not sure what all is going to count as high quality cover. You might definitely count as low cover. We can move farther if that needs to happen. But let's start here, which is clearly not in Tox Cloud. Let's get a lay of the land real quick. 100% on you. 88 on you isn't that bad. You rolled a 16. You also rolled a 16. I have no other attacks here, so there's of course no surprise targets. And I'm not sure I can get close enough to break the fact that this is cover. Let's see, what would you minimum roll? You would minimum roll an 11. Remake could boost you to 19. That's actually not a big risk then. And if I stand here, now Tox Cloud is aimed this way. This won't catch her then. And it tells me I have line of sight on both these guys, and it's probably in a spot where I won't have to be worried about cover. And I shouldn't have to worry about minimum range either. It's a shotgun. They tend to not have real minimum ranges. 100% on each of you. Minor obstruction. Yeah, I get it. Let's see. Which one has crit vuln, if either? I think they might both. Yep. Then it really doesn't matter. I guess we go for the guy who... This guy's probably harder to hit. Let's go for this one. We just get 3 shots here. Okay, I think if I get the shred, I switch. This weapon has my best shred chance, and this is going to help the rest of my team do well. Let's not switch, since we have a bunch of recoil buff to now. So we have to deal some decent damage, 50% to crit. If I crit, he dies. Didn't, but it's still good damage. And then 1121. Again, I can beat that with my Cybernite, so I am not worried here. We can easily take some more shots. Then, yeah, there's no more move points, but, like, shoot twice, then leave is acceptable. Might even be shoot once, then leave, but I can probably just pull up my bat and put up a barrier or something, so I'm not too worried about it. Turn 2. I forget if this tends to have reinforcements in a siege. It did not. A little bit of damage to the poison is nice. Let's see. So, Roots rolled well. Now, do I believe I can clean up this entire map in one set of attacks? Well, let's see. You are not debuffed in any way, so you can actually fight. Might be very reliant on the railgun for this. Looks like Coordinated Charge gave 2 move points to everybody, so the same sort of odd move point carryover bug. Not a huge deal, but it's in my favor. What are we thinking here? This guy's going to be a little bit annoying to kill. I would like to not use marker sights because I want to save it for a future turn. What I could do is probably put him in an Overwatch. Accountant goes early enough, he can, like, shoot once, I guess, and then throw it on Overwatch and keep this guy locked in place. That's reasonable. These guys are... And what's my min range in this gun? Minimum range here is 8 meters, so not terrible, honestly. I'm thinking full auto on these guys is reasonable, and I can get the rest of my team to do what they need to do. I think this is going to be fine. So I think this looks pretty solid. Because of the shred, it's basically a guaranteed kill. That looks pretty good. No ammo left? Okay, then... Well, I can easily delay down to 15 and still have tools. Panzer is not going to shoot anybody else yet. I could walk in a morass. That seems pretty incorrect, though. I think I simply full auto you twice, and it's going to look half decent, and we clean up the last guy as best I can. It is not as much damage as I would have liked, but it's not that strong of a gun. It's at least accurate, and the crit's kind of nice. I'm going to yield to Roots here. Have her take this kill. Great. This gives me the space to reload and step back to cover. I think being here is fine. Don't need the barrier. I think it's okay. I could dedicate myself to getting a... So yeah, if you're here, you get a shot. What am I trying to say? I could dedicate myself to using Rewind on Accountant here. That would let him use Marker Sights now and then still get it back for the next spawn. And I would get Marker Sights back naturally again on turn 4. That seems reasonable to me. Let's just not have to worry about these guys. This shot looks really good. If it's a crit, it's a kill. It wasn't, that's okay. Recoil shouldn't be too bad. Overwatch should look pretty good here. I think from here, I should be allowed or able to wait it out a bit. I'm not sure where spawn's going to come in from. I'm just going to kind of put you somewhere where you might have an angle. In fact, I believe this is one of the spawns that you can get. Although, that's going to be awkward to shoot from. Standing here feels a little bit suspect. I don't really want to be out in the open if I can help it. I'll just spend 1 move point, stand in the cover, and wait. I think that's fine. Remake. Leaving in the open allows you to reload this gun, which is really, really useful. And I really want to do that. I am going to trust that this shot lands for my railgunner, and it's going to be okay. But that is a bit of a risk I'm taking. And then for you, Disorient's not going to be in range. I could try to run around and not get hit by a morass. I could try to run up and get a Venom Trap down. None of that seems really wonderful. I think the railgun's going to be fine. I think he'll get what I need. I'm going to delay and see what happens. Okay, got what I wanted. And Toxicloud will move and kill him next turn. So we are totally safe here. You can end your turn. I don't care about the limited reloads very much, but I can put... Oh, wait, no. Action point cost is a real concern. And that's going to put me through morass, which is not cool. So I'm going to have to run around this way. And I'm just going to basically gut check that guards are going to spawn somewhere around here. My recollection is that they do. I don't see any doors, but I really recall seeing guards spawn here. The last time I played a Siege's map, so I'm just going to basically place this bet. Do I know where they're going to be? Not exactly. I'm just going to guess, and if I'm wrong... Well, that's a silly bug. Okay, I'm going to report that one. I'm going to call it medium, because it's actually, like, pretty grating. SFX bug. Constantly replaying the grenade unpinning SFX like 10x a second. Okay, 1. Run through an EX smoke screen. 2. Pull out Venom trap. 3. Move your mouse literally at all. 4. Every single frame the SFX replays. Maybe you had to start your turn in smoke screen? No idea. Very silly, though. Obviously very silly. Alright, wait for the port to go through, and then... Cool. That's so weird. Off you go, buddy. We'll see if it lands. Alright. Next turn, Takta moves forward, catches him. White noise is up there, too. Down goes 1. Here's a spawn point. Will it be 2 sets? It often is. It was not. Are you in range of people? No. They are 30 meters away. Your gun shoots at 30. If I... Let's see. What are you actually? You are melee, melee, and shotgun. Wow, that is unfortunate for you. How far back do I have to walk to make sure I'm safe here? This has a range of like 15 meters. So theoretically, if I do nothing, you should close 20 meters and then not be in range with any AP. But to be safe, I'll like walk back 1 action point worth. And then I should truly not be shootable unless I really, really misunderstand their ranges. I'll just take this bet, and I think it's fine. Delay to 2, delay to 1, delay to 6, 4, and 3. Everyone's going to be fine here. Are you in danger of being shot by the shotgunner? Yes. Alright. Well, the initial read was incorrect. I'm going to spend 2 AP getting all the way around. Or I could try to Venom Trap. If I get a good bounce, this actually might be decent. It is not bouncing. That looks like it just counts as a wall I can just land it on. That's unfortunate. That bounce is no good either. Standing there doesn't seem any good. Yeah, I got nothing. It's fine. Okay, well, I'm just going to spend the 2 AP. Be right there. It's fine. Delay to 1. You're safe. Delay to 6. I mean, I could be wrong about that, obviously, but... This shot seems worth taking. I don't think I need to marker sights this. This fight seems really easy. But you are the scarier one, so I'll shoot you. Wow, the shred is really nice. And then... But yeah, you're fine where you are. You're behind cover. Not worried about it. Go ahead. Make my day. Taking cover? I'm sure you are. Alright, well, you're useless. Taking losses? No way, really? Wow, didn't even get to cover. You guys are super screwed. Oh, you got to cover. That sucks. I don't like that. That makes you harder to kill. I want you to be easy to kill. I would like to shuriken wave you guys. If I can get to... Turn off snapping. If I get to here, I get 2 of you. But I can't get in range for 3 without triggering morass, I think. If I go as far as I can, which is right there, and I burn the AP, I can't get there. So there's no point. We simply go here. We'll catch 2 of the 3. It's not the end of the world. Your cover is going to be really annoying for me, but it just is what it is. I would rather debuff you than get another set of shots, so debuff goes on. Oh, you're not even counting as in good cover. That's great. I think we just let her rip. Hit everyone a little bit. Not bad. You got your little evasion buff. You're my best target, so I guess sure. Wait. Oh, right. You have an evasion buff and debuff. That's why there was nothing there. These got counteracted functionally. Thankfully, not in range enough to get a cover bonus. We kind of take those. Nice crit. Good job. Accountant can revolver somebody. I guess we just take that one. It's right there. It looks easier. Okay, you suck at your job. It is what it is. Red dot for some hit chance seems fine. Get a -5 right there. Roots can go shotgun some more. I think that's acceptable. I want to yield to Remake, though, who has full auto and is going to be more efficient at this. So let's go here and clean up what we can. Beautiful. What a combat angle. Having less ammo seems fine. Great, you're dead. To be fair, maybe not, because everyone else had things they could have done, but it's fine. I'm going to put you right back here, and we'll try again next turn. You did your very best. Roots is sitting here with nothing else to do. You're fine where you are. Is this going to be a nothing turn, or is it going to be a double spawn? It is a spawn. Okay, they're up there. A little bit farther than I thought. But I was close. They haven't given up yet. Yeah, but they should. So it was 2 single spawns. Looks like they are not done spawning reinforcement waves. These guys are gonna have to chase me. Remake can wait. She's not in danger yet. Vidon can definitely get some attacks here. Let's see. My optimal range is not bad even. It's 17. I'm thinking it's like, if I spend 1 AP walking forward, I can probably get in Tox Cloud reach. And then spend 1 AP walking back, and this is like reasonably protected. I think this will work for me. By Tox Cloud, it also lowers move speed a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit. We go for the shots here. I'm thinking, honestly, all 3 in the Grunt Captain. I really want the Shred. Yep, that worked great. I should have biocoded. I forgot to. It's my fault, but the minus accuracy would have actually been useful. It'll be hard for you guys to actually be able to shoot me as I stand back here. Panzer's going to have a hard time doing anything as well. This shot is not real. Still don't want to run through Morass unless for some reason it wouldn't hit me, but... Wait, did this actually skip Morass? There's no way, right? That for sure gets me debuffed, but it's not showing me that it would hit me. Which I find odd. Unless, like, it doesn't exist anymore, but I don't know why that would be true. Or they, like, somehow made Morass not affect teammates, but there's no way that's true either. I mean, I could check. Like, here, we're just gonna do science, okay? There's no warning. Does Morass still work? Yep. Alright. Cool. We'll call it a UI bug. Low prio. UI bug. I did not get a warning for running through Morass here. IDK, if it's because I ended my turn inside a smoke screen, that then dissipated. No, there's no way, because I actually moved around since then. I'm pretty sure I did anyway. The preview for running into a Tox Cloud worked, so not all previews were broken, but for some reason there was no Morass warning. Okay, we did some science. And of course now I'm slowed, so it'd be really useless to run forward. Whatever. This is not going to be an effective fight from him. I'm just not going to bother. It's fine. I think we're just going to be okay. We're just going to deal with it and wait. Although, Roots will be in an awkward spot where she can't do anything. But I actually think he's going to be okay. He's in light cover, although I really wish I had some other tools available. Yeah, if I had centering back, I would 100% use it. Anyway, yeah, we're just going to wait. Roots can't do anything. It's okay. We're just going to run her over here. Not through Morass, because clearly that would be incorrect. But with them moderately slowed and the angles being this, I think they don't make it. So let's see what happens. You're going to run. You're going to get Venom trapped. I think you're out. You might have 1 AP. Yep. You're kidding. He had a... Dang, he had cover too. Crit and Shred hurts. I wish I had Biocoat bulleted, because that would have actually... Yeah, so Biocoat would have lowered his accuracy by 15%, which would have been, you know, what, 3/5 off? or sorry, 3/7 off. Would have made a meaningful difference here, probably. Getting crit is guaranteed plus stress, by the way. This guy also rolled really well on initiative, which I'm not happy about. You're guaranteed dead to this stuff, so shooting you seems worth it. Your initiative roll is 17, which I don't like. Still, though, no other choice but to shoot at you and hope that the rest of the team goes well. Yeah, you're always dead. You're not. Nice, we hit the 40%. I guess you're owed 1, I'm owed 1. I'm gonna just go piecemeal here. Spend 1 AP. This should be pretty reasonably within revolver range, I think. 20 meters feels pretty reasonable for a revolver. Low cover. Rip. Do what we can anyway. Wow, I am surprised I got that one. Primary thing I think is going to be, let's just buff Vidon and let him get this kill. This guy is not quite dead in his own turn, but it's close. If this attack is guaranteed to land, if it looks really accurate, I'll go for it. Otherwise, I'm just going to use pre-computed. But yeah, I wish I had thought to use Biocoat. I just literally forgot. Okay, so I'm guaranteed a glancing hit. You're always dead. What is my damage going to be here? So this thing does 250 ballistic, right? And you're going to drop that by 40%. So that's minus 100. So I'm doing 150 ballistic. Now, or I'm sorry, I'm doing 150, call it pure damage. Now, if I get a glancing hit here, and I like completely mineral, I'm gonna get something like 40% damage. Which means I'm gonna get something like 40% of 150 is 90, right? That's less than that. It's 60. Yeah, it's 60. If I do 60 to you, you don't die. I have to do at least 71. 61. No, 71. 71. Okay, that's not a guaranteed kill. There's no reason to go for the risk then. I don't know what my exact glancing hit ratios are. There's a deterministic math equation. I don't, top of my head, know what that's going to be. I also didn't even like completely check what this guy's initiative was. But I guess, you know, +8's the best I can do no matter what. So what I could have done was pre-compute myself. Like one thing I should have done and didn't do is check to make sure that this was actually going to put him in front of Katu. Now I can still interference spike, so it's fine. But I should have looked, because I could have just pre-computed myself. Again, my minimum roll is going to be like a 14, which puts me at 22, and then I'm always going to be okay. Anyway, just going to have you stop right here. This guy dies to poison. This guy's almost dead. And you're going to have no problem slicing him up. Yep, that is an easy attack. You're dead for sure. Remake rolled high enough as it is. Enemies for now are dead. Great. No AP left. In some level of danger, but it's fine. Yeah, I think you can just kind of end your turn where you're standing. You're okay. Remake can simply reload. Let's go back toward the middle. Morass is gone, so I have some pathing available. Don't know where the last respawn point is, but let's prioritize reloading and being ready for whatever the last wave is. And wherever the last wave is. Right, being to the middle makes sense to me. Accountant. Cool, next turn can coordinate a charge. I won't have a way to boost him, but that'll be okay. Hope this roll is good enough to coordinate a charge of the team. That would be nice. It's not. 11 is very low. Alright, last spawn. It's probably a double wave. I feel like at some point you get a double wave. There we go. That's what I was looking to see. Alright, well, they're on the way. They're pretty far. These delays look pretty good, actually, although Vidon would go to 10. He'd have to do a yield, go down behind roots here. The goal, by the way, is let them run toward me. They've all got SMGs. So if we all stand somewhere like this, I could even look ahead to slow them down. Well, I'd have to run forward to do that. It's not worth it. Actually, what I could do is actually have Roots as bait. So give her centering. I think standing here is fine, right? So in 5 AP, you can close about 20 meters. And then 25 meters away means you can't hit me. There's no way. So I don't care. Vidon should go try to join the team. Let's go part way, then stop. Being here for now is fine. This, I think, should be the last wave, but maybe I'm incorrect. Roots can straight up just stand here in hard cover and be... I guess if you guys run all the way up like that... I mean, that's like not just going to be a good attack, right? Like, it's going to be around 20 meters away and I'm still in hard cover. Like, you guys can try and it's not going to be any good. I don't really mind this. That's light cover, so I do want to be in hard cover. I mean, this is theoretically shootable, but... I mean, I shouldn't take that risk. If I'm here, I'm even safer. And keep in mind, I'm plus 30% right now, right? So this would be plus 55%. Or minus 55%. I'm basically unhittable if I stand there. This is like literally immortal, unless they can reach me. I mean, you have an SMG, you can get 2 here, and that should still count as cover. I mean, maybe it'll only count as obstructive, but I don't think so. I think it'll count as cover. I'll take the risk. We'll see what happens. Rubik's fine where she is. Ooh, I didn't do proper yields. Yeah, but, well, Vidon is in a weird spot no matter what. It is what it is. Coordinated charge the team. Marker sights on somebody. If I did a late of 3... Yeah, I want to take 1 step so I can get marker sights on the crew. This crew of 3 is the one worth debuffing. Here you go. You'll be easy to kill. And I'll, again, take a step back. Yes, it wastes some AP, but it allows me to marker sights them, which will be an AP savings. And then for you... I think somewhere up like this should almost certainly catch them. So I'm going to say that'll probably work. Let's go. We'll see if I'm right. You're going to try, but I think you're actually going to be bad. I think you should have very, very, very low chances of being useful here. You guys are getting around, but you still can't reach me yet. You can't do anything special anymore, unfortunately. I think it's okay. If I'm back here, I really don't think they can reach me, so... I mean, here, I'll end early, and that way I get the take cover buff for 10 cover bonus, and now I'm minus 35 to be hit, and I just... I'm not worried about that one. You run up. You are out of AP. There's no way that's not you out of AP. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I was wrong about your move speed. That's my fault. You guys can shoot my guy. That's... Oof, wow. That guy ran way farther than I thought. I should have been way smart about this dude. I did not think that was going to be the case. 58 to hit. I mean, yeah, I was owed that shot. Let's see. Initiative rolls. Yeah, don't look the cleanest for me. If I go here, I maybe broke your light cover. Initiative of 23 is not ideal for me, but you can't really shoot this. And I can do some things with the knight. Cool, I break the cover with this. It's good. Not a guaranteed hit, but we got what I came for. Second shot looks pretty decent. That is a fat crit. We take those. Remake can shoot you. It's decent-ish. I'd like something better, but I'm not going to get it. So I think just unloading here is fine. If I move at all, can I get this dude? It's looking like no. I have to go pretty far to get him. We can let these guys run up. It's, yeah. If they're 30 meters away or even 24 meters away, we're fine no matter what here. This looks okay. Wow, I'm actually surprised that I think every bullet landed there. Okay, how did you miss all 3, though? Okay, at 50%. That's actually somewhat reasonable and understandable. I'm just going to slow you guys down, make your lives miserable. I'm going to go stand in cover just to make sure I'm safe from random idiots. I think that's acceptable. Whole team is winning on initiative. That's good news. This is not the best shot. But I don't have that many more options. Here, that probably breaks cover. That seems like a pretty decent shot then. I will probably Iron Grip to get my recoil back. It'll give me like +8 to hit. Yeah, I'm not doing anything else with this. Not doing anything else with this, so... Nice. And then... We all won on initiative, so honestly running up for a decent set of shots seems fine. These guys can't reach easily. 19 meters is not the greatest for this orbital assault, but it's not that far off. Yeah, actually it is 19. Wow, okay. Well, we full auto you then, and it's going to be not bad. I could have actually smokescreened first. That might have been slightly better, but whatever. I'm going to put smokescreen... I don't know. Here actually seems fine. Maybe it's this. I don't know. Let's do something like that. Try to make his life harder, in case I need to for some reason. Just end your turn. I believe that would have been the last wave on turn 6. I can allow pretty much all these guys to run, but I would also like to just get this kill. Sadly, it looks like I don't have a spot where I'm in range appropriately. Oh, I am right there. Okay. That doesn't go through smoke, far as I can tell. Well, I have an accuracy buff on you. These guys with the minus 30%, I think, cannot possibly reach me. You're super dead. It's steamroll for the team. It might even pop downer on them. It does. Yep, you guys are really screwed. I'm going to go stand in smoke and some cover for good measure. This is kind of safe. Let's see. If I do some yields, I go to 7. Doesn't help me any. Dang, I, like, can't actually cut them off the appropriate amount. I can slow them some more. I can throw, like, Tox... Actually, you know what? If I had enough AP, I could do something like this, where it's like, I Tox Cloud and Morass you guys, and you can't do anything at all. Because, so Tox Cloud is minus 15. They already have minus 30 here. Another minus 25. We had that in a prior turn. Wow, I think... Okay, so... Venom Trap Morass is minus 50. Tox Cloud puts it at minus 60. And then look at it's already minus 30. It's like, it'd legit be minus 90%. They couldn't move at all. But you're also in a spot where I really can't reach you guys. Okay, I'm going to do something like this, where I'm going to, like, just run to this wall and just throw debuffs at you. So you just can't do anything. That seems fine. Debuffs through a wall. Let's go. Here's Morass. Here's Tox Cloud. Alright, well, you guys are screwed. Enjoy not moving basically at all. Also, yeah, your initiatives got lower as well. Let's see. Panzer could delay to 4, and then Accountant could delay to 3, which would at least let one of these guys go. Roots has no chance of doing anything. I think we just kind of run her up and wait for some fighting to happen, I guess. Here, go stand behind some hard cover, not that you need it. And just end your turn because you can't fight them anyway. You can't reach. Yeah, Panzer delays to 4, which lets Accountant delay to 3, which means I can then delay, and that allows me to... Yep, that's all your move speed. I can then yield it to 2, and Accountant's gonna, you know, have to do this now, but, like, they're already marker sites, so... I mean, I could go here and Overwatch. They certainly can't move, so I mean, I might as well, right? It is actually funny how little they can do when their move speed's debuffed like this. It's like I mean, it just is funny. That's all I can say. Yeah, in case you... Man revolvers are good. He has Steamer for the future turn. Panzer gets to attack once. I mean, we're winning on initiative, so yeah, not worried about this one. Ooh, I might be in Tox Cloud? No, it shouldn't go far onto the side. That shouldn't catch me. So I'm fine to do this, I think. A little bit of damage. Okay. I believe there's no more waves, but I could be wrong. Is there a wave 8? Nope. SMG and run. Yep, for 1 AP you get an attack. That seems okay then. Have fun with this one. Shouldn't be getting in Tox Cloud. You didn't. There's a crit. And that's probably the game. Yep. Wow, this was 40 minutes. I am surprised by that. I guess we are not running another mission on this episode. Apologies for this one. Unless I want a 2-hour level, but I don't really want to because prison breaks are slow. Yeah, I'm really sad that you got injured here. That kind of sucks. Baseline XP, only 136. Feels a little low for a siege, but I guess that is just the numbers. It's fine. Another 70 from Hype Booster. Pretty consistent now that we're getting 70 at NB power level of 10. Only one character got Hype. Solid XP feed through. I believe we did gain some levels, so the Knight gets +2. Fun. Second rewind charge makes the most sense to me. Again, there's a world where I drop Interference Spike for these two. I drop Rewind and get this point back. Maybe even drop Centering and go into Soldier and go for the Iron Grip Recoup route. It's definitely very powerful. I'll do that maybe next time I get a like +1 max talent. But it would be like what? I would get, like if I spend this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -6, -7, but a +2. -7, -8, -9, and then a +2. So I'd get 7 points back and 3 talents. So if I was to look at that, 7 points and 3 talents means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still wouldn't have maxed out stuff here. I'd have to drop something else if I wanted to even. I mean, I could, like... Yeah, I think I also just want Interference Spike too badly, so... That's still probably not me. Whatever, I'm fine as I am. Cyber Knight is done. +1 for the Vanguard. Not in a rush to spend it, but I'll spend it anyway. I'm happy with Refract as the +3. I'm happy with Capped Out Lure. I'm happy with Glasswalker as it is, though I wouldn't mind getting cooldown. I have to go really far for 10 evasion on anticipation. To me, that's not worth it. Also, I can't use it in combat. If they're already alert, I can't do anything. I don't really like that. These don't seem worth it. I would almost never get any of this top row here. 5 meters is not a... 25 to 30 meters is not worth the point. 5 to 4 is almost good enough, but I think anticipation just fits as a 1-point wonder just fine. I'm using a wire ghost for most of the stuff, so I don't really need too much jam kit investment, though I'm happy I went up this row. This is just enough for me to feel good about it. As I said, I'm happy with how I have Refract. I don't need the range increases too much, but I did want to keep going on Pinger. I think Pinger distance is really, really good. Level 13 is +1 max talent. Synapse short is not very good, but I might grab it anyway because it's right here. Probably. There's a world where I go counter static just for the AoE move speed debuff, but not particularly strong. Occasionally I'll fight drones, but yeah, it's not the strongest. I don't know. There's a world where like this could have had some value. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy it. I'll get it anyway. Now, I said I was going to go up this way and go towards K Protocol, right? So 13, 14, 15 we can get here. It's certainly far away, but in the meantime, yeah, Pinger range ends up making this a very usable talent. Again, there's a world where I don't go up this side at all. I do like Glasswalker, don't get me wrong, but there's a world where if we were to unlearn these 4 points, I would have maxed out Pinger already. In fact, I'd have it maxed out by 11. And it's like very nice. It's very usable. I quite like it. There's even a world where I don't learn Silence, but it's pretty solid as well. I think the upgrades are fine. Not incredible. We get our Scourge. In the Soldier tree, yeah, I'm just Iron Grip for now. +1 charge would be fine. I think I wanted to keep bumping Venom Trap where I could. Cooldown and charge are actually pretty close power levels, I think. I got what I wanted out of Disorient. I have Talent Cap at 13, which I can just keep going into Soldier stuff for, which I probably will. I don't really want any more of this stuff. Even Biomimic, like the end of next turn is just so short, it costs me 1 AP. I do get to skip cameras, which is good. But even still, I'm just not a big fan of this talent overall. Just is what it is. Yeah, I'm skipping up the right-hand side here because it doesn't count for talent cap, but it's going to require me to do even more pathing to get more talents. I think Arrow Trap Shell is pretty bad. I think Detonation's pretty bad. I think Renit's okay. It basically lets me not have to take medkits, which is fine. And like 2 days of injury and +1 stress tick are like not real downsides. So yeah, it's, you know, replace medkits, which, you know, is okay. 2 points +1 charge kind of sucks. The AP recoup is cute. The range being good is cute. The cooldown of 2 turns, very cute as well. There's like some real value here. It's unfortunately 3 travel nodes. The travel nodes are kind of mediocre. This is okay. No, 2 actually kind of sucks. 2 recoil is basically the same thing, kind of sucks. Like, it is like kind of weak attribute nodes, so yeah, no. I'm probably going to keep doing the Soldier investment. I have not been getting Biocoat bullet value yet, although I think realistically, going here and like making it a bit better, I think can actually be pretty real. We can get some pretty solid debuffs here, and pretty cheaply getting a bunch of charges is not too bad. I'm kind of happy with what I've got with Venom Trap. I don't feel like I need a third. Like, there's a world where I get a third Venom Trap. There's a world where I increase the duration so that I can get up to 4 ticks of damage. This, I think, does have real value. -1 AP a little bit less so, although once I'm already here, I mean, -1 AP has some real combat relevance. So, you know, this is potentially a real consideration. There's even a real consideration for increasing the radius on Toxic Cloud and hitting enemies more reliably. I really should reconsider bumping Toxic Cloud radius. I used to max this out, or at least to get a lot of it, and I've kind of stopped doing that in more recently, just because I've like really wanted Brainworm, and you know, there's like, you know, value in a lot of these other points. Like, I really like Brainworm, but I really like Dissolve. But I haven't done this in like probably 6 months. So I'm trying to think, do I want a charge and or some, you know, duration and stuff on Venom Traps and use them way more often and be even better at stealth? I don't really ignore guards as long anymore, so kind of no. There's really a world where making Biocoat bullet better is good. I'm going to go this way. The -2 initiative, -1 move point utility is pretty worth it, I think. We can really kind of slow down our enemies here with this one. We have -1 move point here and here, which means 0 move points. And we're stacking up some, move speed debuff here, move speed debuff here. I could go this way on Morass and just haven't, but I think there's a very real world where this is good. I found 18 meters to be enough to feel pretty good about it. And of course, like, the debuff quality is actually quite nice. I've been kind of sleeping on Morass, but honestly, this has felt pretty good. And I probably really should consider getting a second charge and going here. In fact, maybe it's better than doing this, but for now I'm okay. But yeah, I should really consider doing this more. Again, 13 is going to be a talent cap. I'll learn something in Soldier. That's fine, though. That's my team. That's my training. We are power level 5, and getting the new map. Okay, so we're going to go for a jump cut here. I will see you after saving and loading and hopefully getting the new map. And yeah, see you in a sec. Hey everyone, I'm back with what I think is some bad news. So the way maps actually work in this game is they are attached to certain faction sets, as in like, oh, a certain kind of map will only like spawn against corpo enemies or street level enemies. Some will do both, but some are specific. I believe the map that was just added only works against corpo, and guess what? This is against Fenian, and this one's against Blue Ox. And so I did several loads. I think I ended up looking at around 25 or so map rolls, and at no point did we ever see this. We saw this map, by the way, 8 times in the save loads, so I'm like, yeah, at a certain point, I just don't think we're going to see it. So next time I get a corpo enemy as one of my missions offered, I will do the save load and try to find the map, but for now, it's not going to be the possibility right here. Now, that said, next episode, we get to run a map we haven't seen yet on this playthrough. I believe this map requires PL5 in the first place, and we'll revisit this one and have a good time killing 3 captains. Otherwise, though, we have other stuff to do, though. Gonna go ahead and start this convo, get some tokens, do fun stuff here. So I've picked up on some rumors that Oscar Kova, the Brave Star captain from Carnivore, hasn't given up on hunting us yet. Turns out it's more than a rumor. The news isn't great with the quantum ECM signal lie, but yeah, he's hiring headhunters to go chase us down. Well, we can try to backtrace that. Either way, of course, the headhunters are coming. We could talk with Isaac Tenfold and try to get help with it, but first up, of course, Librarian is busy, but Hardtack we can have leave the Simstream trainer and send her on this mission. She'll be decent enough at it. Out for 11 days. Dig as deep as you can, try to figure out what's going on there. And if we wanted Isaac to help, we can get him on the vid. Hey, what's going on? There are some headhunters. What's going on here? Well, I can figure out which one is going. Also, I can give you some cover if you wanted it. We could trade an obligation and figure out which headhunter took the bounty. And then, of course, we could also call on him to delay things. We can trade in the he can force the obligation at some point. But, nah, it's fine. We won't owe you an obligation. We'll take our chance with the headhunter. Okay, great. Got some new friends looking for us. We can focus on that. Okay, cool. Well, the legwork should hopefully result in something useful. Before we go, this is not a guaranteed success, so I'm going to go ahead and burn efficiency grind to give me a token, and then boost legwork chance to a decent number here. Puts us up to 94, which I'm going to hope is successful. Otherwise, the rest of the team is recovering, and I've got some money that I can spend. So, going to try to spend that 1 million effectively. If I go here, we can get 5% more XP and a longer trip. Not a very big deal to me, not a super important breakpoint to hit. If I go for the Simstream Detox, we can make the trips a little bit shorter. Not terrible, but really expensive to get there, 1.5 million. I can save up for field ops for this, will allow me to inject more files at a time and get more tokens overall to then inject more files, which is a positive, of course. And we can, of course, afford the hacking station, which we can afford right now. Get a 4th token, get tokens faster, and this should also allow me to inject more things as well. I'm going to drop the cash in this one and begin going that way. That said, we're going to go ahead and see who's going to run this with some knowledge. I'll probably buy Matrix Snoop, but who would run this is the initial question. I will need my wire ghost back probably. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like, but for now, we can even get Anarchist back here as well. This guy's got to, of course, rest and recover, but fingers crossed. Let's hope we clear stuff out. In fact, actually, since we're going to have a little bit of time to work with, let's see if we can deal with stress. Actually, more questions here. With this mission due in 5 days 12, can I heal my knight in time who is wounded? We send you for treatment, and we send you to Dr. Ash's Fast Clinic. Yeah, it's 3 days 6. That's pretty clearly reasonable. Okay, who's the most stressed? It's a bunch of you guys. Go ahead and send you to detox. And similarly, yeah, let's go send people to detox. He'll be back in 6 days. Probably don't have the chance to get him to do that, but that's okay. You're a little stressed as well. You're already on legwork. You're already wounded, and you're not very stressed. So realistically, I would like to bring my wire ghost, so he's not going to have time for all this. He's going to have to run his mission while wounded, essentially, but that's fine. 3 move speed exists, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, for now, we're just going to chill. Ideally, the Scourge goes in there. Let's go ahead and, again, fingers crossed, we get the legwork. That is one slippery beast, but I put my best on it. It's lucky you did. I got some exploit kits from the AI trainer. Powerful leverage to run jobs against the Sigma 6 security AI. And, of course, we'll hand it over to Oscar Kova and get paid. Or whatever his name is, Isaac Tenfold. Anarchist can finish her legwork to get us toward the Ricksham Drips power play. Everything's arranged, the deals are done. He was right to be concerned. There was an attempt on the envoy's life, but don't worry, I'm goated. It's fine. So we have one final bodyguard job to do. It is, we can talk to him in 5 days or within 5 days, and that'll put a very short timer on our timeline that we'll have to run through. So that'll be something to be ready for. He's going to go ahead and recover from his time down. Okay, influence break for you. Oh, fun. Okay, so interesting. I wasn't planning on putting this on Vertigo, but she already had a power play. And so she can gain the Project Battle Tank's power play, which is a very fun power play set of missions. It'll give her plenty of useful stuff for Puppet Master, since we can get Street Wetware to 4, which seems fine. I could simply Puppet Master instead and be like, don't worry, just upgrade those things. But you know what? I'm down. It wasn't the ideal person, but go ahead and gain Project Battle Tank for me. Cool. So that's going to put a convo on our timeline here. And that should be pretty solid. We can make my power play and steal the bioprint for the failed Rooktech Battle Tank Cybernetic project. Very much looking forward to that. I think it'll be really fun. Last time I played this on the previous Let's Play, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really cool power play overall. Fun set of missions. Definitely looking forward to that one. And yeah, my barracks has space, which is nice in case I need that down the line. I'm going to start putting in power and cooling to make sure that also stays kind of afloat there. You're going to recover from your downtime. You're recovering from your wound. That seems okay. We're going to need this guy. Well, I'm going to want him for this mission. So you're back somewhat on your feet. You're going to have to basically not get healed for a little bit. If I send you for treatment, it's going to take 4 days. And right now I don't have 4 days. I could delay this, I suppose. But ideally I don't want to burn the token when the token's going to be used to, like... well, I guess I don't have field coordination for Height Booster. That's only 3 days away, though. So it would be available, I think, in time. Yeah, 2 days, 12. Yeah, that'll be available in time. This token comes in 2 days as well. We can hype boost this, and that seems worth it to me. So, no, I'll try to wait as long as I can. Again, we're going to finish our power play when possible as well. This guy's resting and recovering, but once my Cyber Knight is back, I think we can run these missions. Or we can, I guess, go as close to 0 as possible. That seems reasonable enough to me. So, Knight is back on her feet. That's good news. You are resting and recovering. I think we can send you to the doctor in a little bit. I want these to be, yeah, on the front of the timeline to get the max SimStream trainer value. So now the question is, people in detox, and that's still 2 days away. Again, I still might push this back just to let them get out of the detox and go into the training benches. I guess Tiger's still there, but everyone else could possibly sit here. So let me think about this, right? If I run this mission, I've got, yeah, I'm going to run you, and I'm probably going to run you. I have one open trainer bench, which I could send Vidon to. But it means he's not getting his wound to heal or anything else, and that's not exactly ideal. It's not the end of the world, but it's not exactly ideal. But I still want a max XP gain, so I am pretty tempted, all things considered. Playing another day 4 doesn't help me very much here. Also, the question is then, am I happy with this being my team for the next few missions? And the answer is, honestly, yeah. They fix smokes to be in a solid spot. I'm going to keep running Librarian and remake it every mission that I can. And honestly, I do need to give her better Cyber Claws. The nice thing is Project Battle Tank does unlock the level 3 claws that I would use. And so getting that as soon as I can and then bumping that service to level 3 is going to let me upgrade Anarchist meaningfully. As it stands, right, we can give her small upgrades, if I recall correctly. I can get Hand Blades 2, I can go to Hand Razors 2, but Hand Blades 3, which are not too terribly expensive, I believe come out of Battle Tank 1. If I recall correctly, I could be wrong, but whatever. And that'll be an actually pretty meaningful bump in damage. It'll be another 20 flat kinetic, which, yeah, worth it considering I'm using them so much. And also just, yeah, I haven't kind of had the downtime, or I guess a big enough roster to be clear as well, to get everything that I want. Cycling people through cyber surgery, things like that. I just haven't had the downtime I've wanted. I've not been using my Underworld Hub for getting new mercenaries. I should at some point. I just haven't been doing it. I do also have the hack station leverage, right? I have digital coordination, so I can use this to try to make better stuff here. Like, ooh, additional files in the host. That would be fun. Like, and I will at some point. In fact, I guess I'm hacking for this mission, so might do it right away. We go here. What do we get? 6 files and hosts in the mission. That's pretty good. I've got 2 tokens to spend. With plus damage is kind of nice. With AP is kind of nice. Again, 6 files in the host seems pretty worth it. Resetting IO is pretty cute. Yeah, I'm going to inject files in this one. That seems good. I want to wait enough time to get the Field Ops Center going. So let's spend a little bit more time. There we go. We've got the Field Ops token. How long are we? All right, 6 more hours for digital coordination. There we go. Field coordination. That allows me to go here, pop this, and attach height booster. Okay. That's what I wanted to see. And so, yeah, playing another 19 hours forward isn't all that useful. It gives me really minor things that I don't ultimately care about very much. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. These power plays will be fun. Definitely looking forward to these. These missions will be interesting. Looking forward to these as well. Hopefully I can do them quickly, but that's not, of course, a guarantee by any means. And so, yeah, we're going to basically... I'm going to buy the Snoop. I think it's worth it. We can start talking to Poe here. Actually, so... Let's see. Do I have Co-Conspire back yet? No. 5 days away. Okay. Okay, so... Next episode's running this mission. And this mission... Let me buy the Snoop. I'll just buy it from Dancehall. It's fine. Is going to be running this team, which means Vidon can sit and gain XP in the Simstream Trainer, and that'll be fine. It's definitely fun to run the Scourge. It's pretty cool, but I think I want to run Panzer instead. Shadow is really fun to use, and yeah, I just think it's going to fit for me. That said, the other one is the Kill 3 Captain's job, where I would want some more damage here. This is Prison Break, where, honestly, Shadow's going to be valuable. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I guess off recording, I'm going to get my Simstream Trainer set up and get my squad geared out. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.